Hi, my name's Simon from CramTheExam.com and welcome to another walkthrough video where I take an online CAE exam question, tell you what the answers are and tell you why I think the answers are the answers in order to help you get ready for your CAE or Matura Advanced exam. In this video I'm going to have a look at a part 5 reading question which you can find on the excellent website examenglish.com. There's a link to that website and a link to this exercise in the video description below, so be sure to check it out. Examenglish.com, if you haven't checked it out, is full of resources to help you get ready not only for the CAE but FCE and many other English exams, so it's well worth your time and well worth surfing through the site. Okay, before we get stuck into the question, let's go through some basics. Multiple choice question, the first reading question. In an ideal world, you'll be looking to do this one as quickly as you can. So if you can do this in 15 minutes, you are doing well. You've given yourself a few precious extra minutes for other questions in the use of English paper. It's a multiple choice, which means that if you don't know what the answer is, you can at least have an educated guess. So you might have a 50-50% chance of getting it correct. To get the answers, you're looking for vocabulary links or contextual links. So you've got to read through the article first, trying to pick out the what you think is important information, underlining or asterisking what you think is important, or just generally trying to summarize paragraphs into their general messages. And then have a look at the questions and see what you can connect together from the links, from the important things that you've identified and what's being talked about in the question. So let's go through the first question. You can see above my head, the correct answer is D. In the first paragraph, the writer emphasizes the festival's unlikely location. So where is my vocabulary for this? Well, it's really at the beginning, and it's through the choice of vocabulary. First of all, a bumpy 225-kilometer drive suggests that you're going on a place which is not a typical place, because otherwise it wouldn't be bumpy. It would be wonderful asphalt, and it would be really, really quick. Meagre airstrip suggests an unlikely destination, a small airstrip suggesting unimportant airport, suggesting middle of nowhere. And then you've got to emerge from the desert's dust, so it gives you the idea that this place is appearing out of nowhere. And then you've got this bit here, it isn't the most obvious setting for a film festival. So all of this vocabulary together suggests or paints the context that this is in an unlikely location. For question number 2, according to the writer, the refugees have been in the desert for so long because a proposed vote is yet to take place. This is our correct answer, as you can see above my head. Where's the vocabulary link here? And it's right here. In 1991, a ceasefire agreement was drawn up in which a referendum on self-determination was promised to decide the fate of the country and its people. So a referendum is a form of election. In a referendum or an election, you vote. And that is our link to here. A proposed vote means it was proposed in 1991 but hasn't yet happened. So that and it's yet to take place. And so that links completely to our answer, gives us all of the vocabulary links we need. Okay, for question number 3, what does the writer say about the original city of Dakhla? The answer is it's by the sea. So let's find our vocabulary links, and we'll find that in the beginning of this paragraph. First of all, it tells you about this Dakhla and where it is. And remember, it's a refugee camp, which means by definition it is new. And then in the second sentence, it says, unlike its namesake. Now, a namesake is something that shares the same name as you. And we can understand from the context that this namesake is the city that was first called Dakhla. And because this refugee camp is new, this must be the newer version. And then it says, the beautiful coastal city in Western Sahara. Now, coastal city means on the coast, which means by the sea, which means that beautiful coastal city links to our answer, and namesake refers to original city of Dakhla, and that's why this is the answer for question number 3. what is said about the films shown at the festival? And here we've got to scroll down to this paragraph which begins the programme of films. The answer is the variety of films suited a wide range of tastes. And to get this answer, we've got to have a look at the context, or we're going to have to look at what the vocabulary is suggesting, because we're looking for something which suggests or is pointing towards wide range of tastes. And certainly this first paragraph indicates that 40 films from around the world. And then you've got this next paragraph, sentence which says films range from international blockbusters to various works on and by the Sahrawi, you're going to have to forgive my pronunciation there, Sahrawi people. So you've got two things which suggest range, and that range gives us our variety, because if you have the idea being if you've got a range of things, then they're not all the same thing looking at the same topic. So that's the vocabulary that points towards the answer C, the variety of films suited a wide range of tastes. You've got a development of this in the rest of the paragraph, which talks about mostly centering on struggle hope. There were lighter moments, and then there was something for the children, and then there was something for the older boys, and so on. So you've got other, perhaps a weaker vocabulary or weaker contextual links which also suggest range or things that appeal to different tastes. You might infer from that. I know it's a bit of a tricky question, this one. There are no super obvious vocabulary links, so here we've got to rely on the vocabulary and the context together. For question number 5, what was the British visitors' response to the workshops? The workshops enabled them to communicate with the local people. This goes back to a clear vocabulary link, and we can see this at the end of this paragraph here. Helen Whitehead, a filmmaker from London, said, working together really broke down language and cultural barriers. Language and cultural barriers. So in other words, if you break down language barriers, it means that you're trying to communicate with other people. That links to our answer. And it's the British visitors' response. Clearly, this is Helen Whitehead, a filmmaker from London. So this bit gives us our clear vocabulary links to our answer. And lastly, for paragraph number 6, what point does the writer highlight in the final paragraph? That there is a contrast between the visitors' freedom and the refugees' confinement. And we see this right at the end, in the last couple of sentences, as the stalls are dismantled, which means taken apart or taken down, and the trucks driven away, the thoughts of the visitors turn to the people they are leaving behind. So here we've got visitors and refugees. So visitors, the clear vocabulary link there, and people they're leaving behind refers to the refugees. The refugees, may never get the chance to see the world or fulfill their dreams of becoming actors or filmmakers. For them, there is nowhere to go. Darkla is essentially a desert prison. So prison is another vocabulary link to, I can't move that arrow, to confinement. And the idea that the visitors are going home means that they are free, and that then paints the contrast between freedom to go home and the imprisonment or confinement of staying where you are. So here we've got nice vocabulary links that connects the answer to A. Now this was quite a tough reading exercise, and you will see that there was lots of vocabulary here that would have caused you to scratch your head. And indeed, this was, as with all of the questions, you're going to find a little bit of every answer in all of the paragraphs. So when you do that, you've got to ask yourself, what is the main argument? What's the main topic? Is this just a 1 or 2 word connection to an idea, or is this the main idea that's being discussed in the paragraph? And if you do that correctly, and if you do that successfully, you're going to get the correct answer, which goes back to how to read this when you're first reading through the text. Because at the beginning I said the way that I would do it would be to read through this and then have a look at the answers. Some people would have a look at the answers, then do the reading. I would read through it first, and the reason why is because I would try to summarize, and this I'm repeating what I said at the beginning of the video, I would try to summarize each paragraph into a main idea or into a main concept. And if you can do that, and it takes some practice and it takes some skill, but if you can summarize that paragraph into a general idea, then when you come to looking at the questions, it becomes that much easier. So it might not be something that everyone likes. You have your own styles and techniques for doing this question. But I would go about it this way. And in order to do that, you need to invest the time in order to practice. Okay. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you've got any questions or queries, or if you disagree with anything that I've said, or if you've got any questions, as I said, at all about this, then leave a comment below and I will get back to you. If you want to have a look at all of the other content that I've produced with lots of exam questions for the FCE and CAE, please make sure to check out my channel and subscribe and click the bell. I think you have to do nowadays to get the latest content, but I'm sure you know all about that anyhow. I'll see you soon in a new video.